What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks to help prevent stinky boots and some ways to help save yourself if they are stinky. But before we get started, just like to say that I'm not sponsored or paid by any of these brands on any of my videos. This channel is supported by the ground up by people like you subscribing and just growing the channel. So I would appreciate if you gave me a sub, a like, a comment, anything like that. It really helps grow the channel and helps me keep producing these unbiased ski videos for you. All right, now let's get into it. Stinky boots. You got stinky boots. How can you prevent stinky boots? Well, the easiest question is don't sweat. And you're thinking, oh geez, well that's impossible. Well, you can prevent sweating in a couple different ways. The first way is by getting better socks that wick sweat better. And this is the first option, not overdoing your socks, and obviously not skiing in a rainstorm really help. But those aren't always the most feasible because sometimes you still sweat, sometimes you get caught in a rainstorm. What can you do to help save yourself then? Well, the number one thing I recommend is dry boots. You want to dry out your boots as soon as you can because this liner in here, especially on nicer boots, it's made to be comfortable and warm, but it also, and squishy, it's like a fabric, especially on the inside. It's also supposed to be waterproof, somewhat waterproof on the outside. And once moisture gets in here, it doesn't want to come out. So the moisture just sits in the boot, kind of festers in there, and it really leads to bacteria and fungus growth in there that can stay smelling for a long time. So the number one thing you should do is dry out your boots right away. Leaving them sit overnight or a few days wet really starts the process. And once it gets started, it can be hard to reverse it. That's why I really recommend you try and dry your boots out as much as you can. Boot dryers are a really good thing. As soon as you're done with the mountain, just stick your boots on a boot dryer, and that should clear up. If you do that consistently over time, that should clear up a lot of stinky boot issues before they get really bad. But inevitably, they will get bad just from using the boots if you get a lot of days in them. One thing that helps is a boot dryer bag. That would be fancy, or some type of plug-in boot dryer in your car that you could dry them out right away, though that will stink up your car. So that's one way to do it. That's the best way I manage it, especially with new boots. Do not let the water sit in there. The next best option, once you already have stinky boots, is dryer sheets. Go to the store, get a couple packs of dryer sheets, and as you're drying your boot out, or especially after, just pack your boots full of these dryer sheets, you know, like for laundry dryer sheets, and keep them in there when you're not skiing them. And I kept them in there over the summer. I keep them in there when I travel, and it really just masks and reduces the smell a bit. It doesn't totally solve it. It will come back. It will definitely come back when you start using the boots a lot, but it will kind of save your nose and really bring down the smell a lot, especially if you have really stinky boots. These boots probably have several hundred days on them, so there's nothing I can do to save them anymore. The liners, at least, they're gonna stink, and the dryer sheets is the quick, easy fix that takes a few moments. And when the dryer sheets stop working, get new ones. They're only a couple bucks for a big pack of them at the dollar store. The last and most obvious solution is just to replace your liners. Once you replace your liners, clean out the inside. Most of the boots, the insides are just plastic, so they won't actually hold any stink. It's all in the liners. So you replace the liner, and then you don't have the problem anymore. But replacing the liner is expensive, and really painful at times, because you'll need to break in a new liner. But if it bothers you that much, you can always replace the liners. And once they start really stinking, and once they start really getting unstoppable, they start becoming alive, essentially. They're going to need to be replaced soon anyway. So if you just make it a little bit faster of a replacement schedule, you can also mitigate a bit of that issue. So that's all the tips I have. I really recommend the dryer sheets issue. Really is a lifesaver for me. And with that, I'm going to close up the video. If you have any questions or other suggestions, feel free to leave them below. I'd love to hear them. Anything that works for you guys. And please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel and help more people. So with that, I'll catch you guys out on the mountain.